People want to do business alone. What made all of you three people come together and took this executive director position?
Promoter builders, we can do this, we can start a restaurant together.
Correct.
ऐसा कौन सी चीज़ है जिसमें हम सब लोग वैल्यू ऐड कर
साथ में आ
सकते हैं?
सकते हैं. Correct.
How do you lead your peers?
हाँ.
And
Agree.
how to make them do what they are supposed to do for their own benefit was I think was the biggest learning. And
Why should he join BNI?
why a person should join a network, they should join some network. I'm not, it's the best networking platform, but everybody should focus on growing their network. There are quotes or sayings which says that, you know, average people work and the successful people network.
Wow, well said. Superb. Growing the business and then in turn increase their network. Now net worth.
Yes,
Correct.
yes, yes. अगर आप ऑपरेशंस में अटके होंगे ना,
हाँ.
तो देन आपको नेटवर्किंग के लिए टाइम नहीं मिलेगा.
हेलो फ्रेंड्स, आज के हमारे जो स्पीकर है मिस्टर सुनील सुंदरानी सर. ही इज एन आर्किटेक्ट बाय प्रोफेशन. ही इज अ लैंडस्केप डिजाइनिंग एक्सपर्ट. Along with this, he is also an executive director of BNI Pune West. Welcome Sunil sir to our podcast.
Thank you so much, my privilege, Dinesh.
सर आपकी जो जर्नी है, इतनी इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी जो आज हमारे ऑडियंस सुनने वाले हैं, सर उसकी शुरुआत कहाँ से हुई? मतलब आप प्रॉपर कहाँ से हो?
Well, ये प्रॉपर का जब सवाल आता है तो अनफॉर्चुनेटली वो बोलते हैं ना कौन सा गांव, वैसा हमारा कुछ ऐसा नहीं है.
करेक्ट.
वेरी नॉर्मल स्टोरी दैट वे. आई एम बॉर्न इन कल्याण. कल्याण के बाजू में एक स्मॉल टाउन नेम एज उल्लासनगर विच इज़ वेरी फेमस फॉर सिंधी कम्युनिटी. सो बचपन वहाँ पे गया टिल 10th grade एंड 10th के बाद वी शिफ्टेड टू पुणे.
10th के बाद at what age you shifted to Pune?
So that must be around 15 and a half.
15 ग्रेट.
Yes.
तो उसके बाद में फिर आपने क्या किया? 11th 12th या इंजीनियरिंग क्या किया आपने?
सो यू नो उस वक्त इतनी क्लैरिटी नहीं होती थी यू नो करियर के बारे में, ना करियर काउंसलर्स होते थे.
करेक्ट.
तो फादर ने बोला कि यार इंजीनियरिंग कर लो, इंजीनियरिंग में अच्छा पैसा है, स्कोप है, तो आप कर लो. तो आई जॉइंड डिप्लोमा इन इंजीनियरिंग इन भारती विद्यापीठ कॉलेज.
ओके.
सो दैट्स हाउ वी वेंट. जैसे वो ख़त्म किया देन द थिंग वाज कि आर्किटेक्चर में काफ़ी स्कोप है. अभी भी आप शिफ्ट कर सकते हो.
करेक्ट.
सो आई वेंट एंड ग्रेजुएटेड पोस्ट दैट again from Bharati Vidyapeeth.
Great.
So that's how the graduation happened.
So after finishing the engineering degree, directly you started BNI or there is something else in between?
No, of course there's a lot happened before after graduation and BNI because BNI happened in 2007. I graduated in 1998.
Oh, great. So there's huge in between.
Yes, there's almost good 9 years.
9 years in between.
So that 9 years was more of establishing myself into the field because उस ज़माने में क्या होता था, the landscape architects were very few.
करेक्ट.
पूना में मेरे ख्याल से 3 या 4 होंगे. एंड जैसे मैंने पास आउट किया मैंने कहा जाके थोड़ा सा जॉब देखते हैं, थोड़ा एक्सपीरियंस लेते हैं बिफोर आई स्टार्ट ऑफ माई ओन. जब मैं जॉब के लिए जाता था उनके पास तो दे यूज्ड टू से हमारे लिए इतना काम नहीं है तो आपको लेके क्या करेंगे. करेक्ट.
क्योंकि काम ही नहीं करते थे कोई. मतलब वो जनरली वो जो अपना माली रहते हैं उनसे जनरली लोगों का पर्सपेक्शन वही रहता है. इनफैक्ट आज भी वही है कि हमारा माली देख लेगा. तो डिफरेंस क्या है सर, ये माली देख लेगा और एक एक्सपर्ट में क्या डिफरेंस है?
सो लैंडस्केप यू नो एक्सपर्ट इज मोर ऑफ समबडी हु कैन डिजाइन इट फॉर यू.
ओके.
ये माली ऑब्वियसली अभी आजकल तो माली रहे नहीं, देयर आर कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स बट दे विल एग्जीक्यूट इट फॉर यू.
करेक्ट.
कि जो हमने प्लान बनाया है उसको एग्जीक्यूट कर रहे हैं. अब तक इतना एक्सपोजर नहीं था बिकॉज ये वेस्टर्न कंट्रीज में काफ़ी होता था कि एक आउटसाइड प्लेस स्ट्रक्चर के बाहर की प्लेस को अच्छी तरह से डिजाइन ब्यूटीफाई करना है, डिज़ाइन करना है, उसको और अच्छी तरह से कैसे यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं.
करेक्ट.
सो दैट वाज नॉट डन ऑलमोस्ट 23 ईयर्स बैक.
करेक्ट.
तो देन व्हेन सिंस कोई ऑफर नहीं कर रहा था जॉब क्योंकि इतना स्कोप नहीं था, कभी कभी मन में क्वेश्चन आता था कि हैव आई चोजन द राइट फील्ड यू नो गोइंग फर्दर अहेड. बट देन यू नो देयर वाज अ बिलीफ, फेथ था कि अब अगर ले ही लिया है तो
कुछ ना कुछ ढंग का तो कर ही लेंगे.
कुछ तो ढंग का एक थोड़ा सेल्फ बिलीफ था शुरू से. सो देन दैट्स व्हेन द जर्नी स्टार्टेड. सो इनफैक्ट अब जैसे कोई जॉब नहीं दे रहा है तो काम कहाँ से देगा.
करेक्ट.
ना ही एक्सपीरियंस है. So I contacted a friend of mine who was into my engineering and diploma and he was doing his first project, township project.
हाँ.
और उन दिनों में township इतनी खास होती नहीं थी, छोटी छोटी होते थे.
Correct.
But first time he was attempting something really big.
हाँ.
तो I met him and I told him, यार तू लैंडस्केपिंग तो करवाएगा. तो he said, यार लैंडस्केपिंग के लिए इतने पैसे नहीं है, आर्किटेक्ट वगैरह बहुत महंगे होते हैं, एक्सेट्रा.
Correct.
So we came on to a very interesting deal that he will use me as a guinea pig.
हाँ.
I will use him as a guinea pig.
हाँ.
दोनों एक दूसरे को एक्सप्लॉइट करेंगे.
Correct.
और कुछ तो उसमें से ढंग का बनाएंगे.
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
that's how the journey started.
So I think that's a win-win situation.
It was.
You helped him, he helped you. His project came up with a very good landscaping,
Yes,
and you
yes.
got a good experience.
Absolutely.
He got a good resource, and his project became good for marketing.
Absolutely.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
So I think you were from initial days only you were जुगाड़ू kind of person.
Well, जुगाड़ू I don't know उतना जुगाड़ू या not, but अगर कुछ ठान लिया तो फिर कुछ ना कुछ तो रास्ता निकालना ही है.
Correct.
You can't wait and wait for things to happen for you.
Correct. So you made things happen for you by getting a good project and,
Yes.
and then good experience initial
Yes,
part. That's what is
yes.
important actually.
Yes.
Getting a big project as
Yes.
an experience.
Yes,
Superb,
yes,
superb.
yes, yes.
So how was your journey after that, sir?
So after that, we came across, obviously, this started in the year 2000. So अगर आप वहाँ से अगर BNI की जर्नी बोलते 7 साल का था.
हाँ.
In those 7 years, one of the very prominent works that we did during that period
हाँ.
was उन दिनों में this ओशो का नाला पार्क was very famous.
Correct.
क्योंकि कुछ तो नया हुआ था पुणे में.
Correct.
Normal
Everyone was
gardens.
excited about it.
Yes.
Yes.
Normal gardens के अलावा कुछ तो नया बना था.
Correct.
And a lot of people wanted to do that but did not have the expertise.
Correct.
So those days we were working for Pune Cantonment Board
Okay.
and doing some projects for them, छोटे मोटे. And I got to know कि वहाँ पे they also want to get it done.
Correct.
And I got in touch with the CEO. तो मैंने उनको बोला, sir, I would be interested. He said, what experience have you got?
हाँ.
I said, I don't have it.
हाँ.
He said, then how will you do it? I said, sir, Pune में if you go out looking for somebody who has experience of Nala Park, आपको कोई भी नहीं मिलेगा.
हाँ.
Then in that case you have to have faith in somebody who's willing to do it and who's wanting to put his neck under the
Into
sword.
it. हाँ.
So he said, आपको कॉन्फिडेंस है कर पाओगे.
हाँ.
तो जैसे मैंने कहा शुरू से एक सेंस ऑफ सेल्फ बिलीफ था कि एक बार उसमें उतरेंगे तो कुछ ना कुछ रास्ता निकाल ही देंगे. And then the journey started. We started in 2005, I believe, and by 2007 end, we had completed that project. And the best thing was, I think one of the very surprise elements for me, me and one of my friends, we had gone to Singapore for an exposure visit. We had gone to Singapore and China to visit some exhibitions and see कि वहाँ दुनिया में और क्या हो रहा है हमारे फील्ड में. And उन दिनों तो मोबाइल था नहीं वहाँ पे और रोमिंग वगैरह. I was accessing the net just to check the mails वहाँ पे. And एक मेल आया. This mail was from a lady named Brinda Gill. And she was editor for Inside Outside magazine.
Wow.
And she said, sir, we would like to visit you. We would like to meet up with you regarding the Nala Park project. And I couldn't believe myself. Inside Outside is the biggest magazine.
Correct.
As far as design is concerned.
One of the biggest magazine.
And so I wrote back to her that right now I'm in Singapore, and once I come back, we will get in touch. I'm coming back on so and so date. And once I got back, I reached out to her. She called me. She's like, sir, we want to cover you and this project of yours, and Inside Outside. Would you be okay with it?
Super.
Obviously,
so
it was
blessing in disguise kind of thing. Why not?
So it is like जो हमने काम किया था उसका fruits दिख रहा था.
Correct.
So we were more than happy to go for it, and I think that was one of the defining moments, in my career in the first 7 years. Probably.
Super. Good achievement actually. When you do some good work.
Yes.
And people notice it, and then when Inside Outside kind of magazine contacted you, that's a testimonial to your quality of work.
Yes.
Super. Very good.
Yes.
So and then, sir, how did the transition from an architect into landscaping into BNI? How did this transition? When did you join BNI?
So exactly in the year 2007, when this project was about to end, that's when one of my friend, Shabir, he visited. Somebody called him from BNI, and that was the first chapter of BNI in Pune. And in fact, those were the very early days. I think BNI in Pune was launched, I think in July or something, 2007. And October he was called by somebody. That time the strength of that chapter was hardly 10, 12.
Oh,
And he visited, he liked it, he called me, Sunil, it is great, why don't you join? I also liked it. I said, इसी बहाने, I'll get to meet more people beyond the fraternity.
correct.
तो चलो देखते हैं, कुछ try करते हैं, and that's when the journey started.
So that's when he joined and you also joined.
Yeah, with the next week itself. Yeah.
Great. So I think right friend circle or right association in life was also very important.
Yes, I think
Because
that
generally this is not saying कि generally हम बोलते कि यार कोई अच्छी चीज करे तो हम generally बताते नहीं हैं.
Yeah.
So you are lucky that you have a friend in your life.
yes,
He found something good and he
Yes.
suggested you that
Yes.
hey guys this is something good which I have experienced. Why don't you also join? Super.
क्योंकि ऐसा था कि I had met him in 2003
Okay.
and we were already referring to each other business.
अच्छा. Okay.
जो मुझे काम आते थे तो मैं उनको जो जहाँ पे वो कर सकते थे इंटीरियर्स, आई यूज्ड टू रेफर टू हिम. जहाँ वो काम करता था इंटीरियर्स का और लैंडस्केपिंग का रिक्वायरमेंट आता था, ही यूज्ड टू रेफर टू मी.
Okay.
एंड व्हेन ही विजिटेड देयर, इज लाइक, सुनील ये तो हम पहले से कर रहे हैं,
हाँ.
तो यार ये तो एक अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है और हम जैसे लाइक माइंडेड लोग मिलेंगे तो
और ग्रो कर सकते हैं.
डेफिनेटली.
So for growth you joined BNI in 2007.
Yes.
Then what happened next in your BNI journey?
So I think there was a huge transformation the way I used to look at business happened, because मैंने तो ऐसे ही ज्वाइन कर लिया कि चलो कुछ नया है, ट्राई
नया
करते हैं.
सीखने को मिलेगा.
Till that time I used to advertise through print media, through Just Dial. उन दिनों में वो सब होता था.
Correct.
और डायरेक्टरीज आती थी उन दिनों
येलो
में.
कलर की बहुत बड़ी
सो
वाली.
येलो पेजेस काफ़ी सारे होते थे, अलग अलग कंपनीज के येलो पेजेस. एंड उस वक्त वो किया करता था. BNI ज्वाइन करने के बाद में रेफरल स्टार्टेड कमिंग, मैंने कहा यार ये तो बहुत सही है.
सही.
हम डेटेड मेथड में क्यों बैठे हुए हैं. सो दैट कम्प्लीटली स्टॉप्ड. माई advertising budget completely went down to zero, because all my focus and direction of growing my business was focused through BNI.
Through BNI. Very good. सर फिर वो आपका जो उसके आगे का एज अ मेंबर टू BNI एग्जीक्यूटिव डायरेक्टर, हाउ डिड दिस ट्रांजिशन हैपन?
Well, it was coincidence, destiny, आप जो भी कर लो. In 2014, we had a national conference of BNI happening in Bangalore.
Okay.
And our executive director requested कि आप चलो BNI का बड़ा पिक्चर मिलेगा. We were not so interested, Shabir, myself, and we all were not really interested. हमने कहा we are happy in Pune, Bangalore में जाके क्या करेंगे. But somehow, he convinced us and we were there, and when we saw the bigger picture of BNI, and we were like, oh my God, हम तो एक छोटे कुएं में हैं. हाँ. जबकि वी हैव एक्सेस टू द ह्यूज कम्युनिटी विच इज ग्लोबल.
करेक्ट.
एंड हम लोगों ने नेशनल लेवल का जो प्रेजेंस देखा BNI का, यार देन वी आर प्लेइंग अ वेरी स्मॉल गेम. करेक्ट. बहुत और कुछ हो सकता है. और उस वक्त इट वाज अनाउंस्ड दैट पुणे नाउ इज गोइंग टू बी नॉट जस्ट पुणे, इट विल बी कॉल्ड एज ईस्ट एंड वेस्ट. एंड दैट्स व्हेन देयर वाज अपॉर्चुनिटी दैट पीपल कैन अप्लाई फॉर being the executive director of Pune West.
Okay.
So there were almost 4 to 5 groups who applied. Me and my other 2 partners, we were one group, and that way 4-5 groups ने apply किया था.
Okay.
And there was a grueling round of interviews, psychometric tests, and they were trying to understand, are we the right fit to start something like this. And fortunately we got a call saying that you have cleared it, and
wow.
Pune West is going to be yours.
4 or 5 people applied, and
Yes.
after rigorous process,
Yes.
you got selected, right?
Yes.
So all 3
Yes.
partners, I think you are one partner,
Yeah.
Shabbir is one partner,
Yes.
and Suunil is one
Suunil
partner,
is
right?
the- yeah, the
Super.
3 of us, yeah.
So generally it is seen that people want to do business alone. What made all of you 3 people come together and took this executive director position?
So I think we say that आप शाहरुख खान का वो एक कोट है ना, किसी भी चीज़ को शिद्दत से चाहो तो देन द कायनात स्टार्ट्स वर्किंग फॉर यू. ऐसा कुछ तो भी है.
Yes.
So before this national conference, we as friends, we used to meet monthly for dinners together. And just 1 month before, we were sitting and brainstorming कि इस फ्रेंडशिप को और कैसे यूटिलाइज कर सकते हैं, हाउ वी कैन मेक इट बेटर.
Correct.
एंड देन वी थॉट चलो हमारे खुद के अलग अलग बिजनेसेस हैं, कुछ ऐसा करते हैं कि साथ में कुछ ट्राई करते हैं.
Correct.
And we were thinking on couple of options कि we can become promoter builders, we can do this, we can start a restaurant together.
करेक्ट,
ऐसा कौन सी चीज़ है जिसमें हम सब लोग वैल्यू ऐड कर
साथ में आ
सकते हैं?
सकते हैं, करेक्ट, हाँ,
हमारे जो इंडिविजुअल जो स्ट्रेंथ्स है वो उसमें वैल्यू ऐड करके ऐसी कौन सी चीज़ बना सकते हैं.
हाँ,
बट ये मन में ठान लिया था कुछ करना है
कुछ
साथ
करना
में.
है साथ में, करेक्ट,
और just the next month this national conference happened,
ओके,
and then the very next month we got this information that Pune West is happening.
करेक्ट, करेक्ट,
So
करेक्ट,
it just came together and we saw it as an opportunity and we said
सुपर,
let's go
सुपर.
for
सो
it.
जनरली आप अगर कोई चीज के बारे में सोचते हो तो अगेन वो जो शाहरुख का डायलॉग है, सारी कायनात आपको उसके तरफ लेकर जाती है, राइट?
Probably it
So
happened.
the universe gave you this opportunity, and the most important thing is you had the attitude to grab the opportunity.
True that.
अपॉर्चुनिटी तो बहुत लोगों को दिखी होगी, बहुत सारे मेंबर थे BNI के, 10 चैप्टर थे आई गेस
True that.
ऑलरेडी,
True.
बट व्हाई you three saw it as an opportunity and you had the attitude to see it as an opportunity, and all of you together you grabbed the opportunity. And how big is the Pune BNI West chapter today as on date?
So the region right now, it's been now in almost 8.5 years now.
8.5 years, good.
Yeah, and right now we are a fraternity of 850 people.
Wow.
Members, yeah.
In 8.5 years, 850 members.
Yes.
Superb.
Yes. Yes.
Congratulations for such a fantastic journey.
It has been amazing. It has been
Superb,
amazing.
superb.
It has been.
So Sunil, other than this, how is your journey from member to executive director? Was it an easy journey? Because already you were a member, so I'm sure it must be a very easy journey.
Well, we also thought that way. We thought we know it all. 8 साल हम लोग ने membership enjoy की है, हमको पता है क्या होता है चैप्टर में, कैसे होता है. But then it's always when you go to the other side of the table, you start seeing things in a very different perspective.
Okay.
हमको जो लगा कि चैप्टर चलाना आसान है, as members it was easy to work between the people. But one thing, a biggest realization was that you are not working with employees, you are working with people of almost, it is like peer to peer. So how do you lead your peers and how to make them do what they are supposed to do for their own benefit was I think was the biggest learning. And in that when we sat on that chair, हमको लगा कि दिस चेयर इज रियली कुशनी, कंफर्टेबल, और हमको बैठ के सिर्फ एंजॉय करना है. चैप्टर्स चलते रहेंगे, बनते रहेंगे, और हमको बैठ के एंजॉय करना है. एंड द बिगेस्ट रियलाइजेशन वाज दैट चेयर हैज गॉट लॉट ऑफ थॉर्न्स, इट इज नॉट द बेड ऑफ रोजेस. बट देन कोई भी बड़ी चीज़, अच्छी चीज़ आसानी से नहीं मिलती है.
प्रोसेस तो आपको एक्सेप्ट करनी ही पड़ेगी. इफ यू वांट गुड रिजल्ट, you have to fall in love with the process. That's what it said.
Absolutely.
And process is generally, अगर बड़ा सपना है तो प्रोसेस थोड़ी डिफिकल्ट, चैलेंजिंग तो होगी ही होगी.
Yes,
Correct.
certainly.
So what made you join BNI in 2007, and why is a person who has recently started his own business as a sole proprietor or as a partnership or whatever, why should he join BNI?
Various perspectives are there over here. I mean, मैं अगर बोलना शुरू करूँगा तो there is a long list of it. One of the best things about why a person should join a network, they should join some network. I would not here sit and canvas कि आप BNI join करो. Obviously it's the best networking platform, but everybody should focus on growing their network.
Okay.
Individually you can grow only so much, but with a network you can actually multiply your growth, your success, your reach. And we hear these quotes very often. Your network is equal to your net worth.
Correct.
There are quotes or sayings which says that average people work and the successful people network.
Wow, well said, superb.
Because जो high net worth वाले लोग होते हैं ना, they have got people who are working for them, जो actual operations में काम करते हैं.
Correct.
And the people and these successful people, they are only busy how they can increase their network and they can focus on growing the business.
And then in turn increase their net worth.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. अगर आप operations में अटके होंगे ना, तो then आपको networking के लिए time नहीं मिलेगा.
Correct.
So I've heard a lot of these people who come to BNI chapters as a visitor and they say, yeah, this platform is nice, it can help me grow, but मुझे time नहीं है आने का.
Correct.
I told them, great, then you're not ready to grow.
हाँ, correct.
आपकी अभी तक वो मौका नहीं आया, आप ग्रो कर सकते हो.
Correct.
He's like नहीं, but I'm very busy with client, working and I need to focus on the back end और मुझे वहाँ ध्यान देना पड़ता है. I said, which means you are still into the business, you are not on your business.
Wow, good concept. Into the business, not onto the business. Good one.
Yes. Into the business means you are in the thick of things. Everything जो भी चल रहा है आपकी वजह से चल रहा है.
Correct.
And the moment you are out of it, it collapses.
Correct.
So I always suggest people that जो operations part है ना business का, उसमें if you can coach somebody, train somebody and let them take care of the operations so that as a entrepreneur, as a real business owner, you can start looking from the bird's eye view, because this person is looking after the operations. You can look at the other part of it, like growing the business, meeting people, doing the PR, being the face of the organization.
Wow.
You can start focusing on that part.
Good perspective. So I think our audience should definitely learn something from this, that if you want to grow your business, you have to focus on networking, marketing, sales.
Absolutely.
And operations part should be automated and train someone to run that operation part.
Yes, it should be delegated.
Delegated. Wow, good word. Delegated. Correct. Yes. Sir, if you can suggest few books to our audience which you believe can change their life, what will be those 3 books?
Well, I think books are like oceans, and people have to connect to some topic, and that's what it attracts them.
Correct.
Obviously, there are so many books, but one of the first books that I remember, as a college going person, that's when I used to wonder that how certain people have got more friends and certain people have got less friends, and that's when I first read my first book, which was How to Influence Friends and Make Friends and Influence People by
Correct.
Dale Carnegie. That's one book I would always suggest to everybody, because in networking you have to know how to connect with people, and this book definitely helps you in doing that. Rich Dad Poor Dad is Robert Kiyosaki.
Fantastic book by Robert Kiyosaki.
Is another good book. In fact, I'm reading a very interesting book right now, which is called as Courage to be Disliked. A friend of mine gifted me.
Wow.
So very interesting analogy that at any given point of life, you can, if you decide, you can transform yourself.
Wow. Good perspective.
Yes.
Good. So you generally read good books.
Well, I used to read a lot. I think whatever I am, is a sum of the books that I have read, the courses that I have done. It has been the governing philosophy of my life that a human being is the only being who has got opportunity to continuously evolve.
Wow. Correct. Constantly upgrade and evolve and learn.
Yes, we get the opportunity to do that. How many of us utilize it, that is a different question, but we get that opportunity to evolve. So if you get an opportunity to evolve, either by being with people, learning from them, learning from books, learning from courses, wherever you can, you have to be a student of life.
Correct. Super. Well said. Sunil, what have you enjoyed as the executive director of BNI?
Well, most of the people would love to believe that it is the power of being the head of the organization, but unfortunately it is not. That's not something that I enjoyed the most. What I enjoyed the most of the journey of so many members, when I see, specifically for members who have lasted for a long period of time.
Correct.
Somebody who had joined us, in 2015, and when I see them, becoming amazing leaders in their businesses, in the BNI fraternity, they getting the kind of respect, and when you ask them, do you look back 8 years back and can you recognize yourself? They'll say, no, this cannot be me. That's the transformation people have seen. So when I see members, transforming themselves into better human beings, into better leaders, into better entrepreneurs, that's the most heartening thing. And that's something has kept me going, as an executive director, apart from all of the things that happen around.
Correct. Especially when you impact someone's life, if you transform someone's life, and when you know that the smile on the family member's face is because of you.
Yes.
The lifestyle which they are living is because of you, because you started BNI and their life has improved, their business has improved because of you. That might give you bigger satisfaction in life.
Yeah, I would slightly correct you over here is, when I say it is happening because of me and my partner, the 3 of us, maybe sometimes then an ego can creep into it. So I would like to believe we are the channels.
Correct.
We are the channels through which we got an opportunity to to introduce BNI to Pune West area, and the members are able to benefit from it. But being that knowledge that because of us we are channel through which some people are getting benefited. It is very satisfying that we could be of value to a larger community than just being happier upgrading ourselves, and that's
Correct.
about it.
So you're thinking so there are various levels. One level is I, me, myself, and then my family, then my society.
Yes.
So
Yes.
so now you have come to the level of thinking about society and how can we impact.
Probably.
Super. That's
Yeah.
a very good way to look at life. Sunil, so COVID time, I'm sure all of us have gone through. So how did you tackle, or how did BNI tackle COVID time?
So, in fact, we always know that anybody's journey is not a rosy picture always.
Correct.
It's not a straight line of growth. Although BNI Pune West's growth line shows a steady worm going upwards, yes, COVID affected everybody.
Correct.
And in fact, when COVID happened, there was literally a mental harakiri going on everywhere, where members were coming back to us and saying, now what will happen about BNI? Even we were wondering, because none of us have ever experienced anything like that. But fortunately, BNI being a global community, they had kind of anticipated that we might have to have a plan B in place, and then everybody, the entire forum got shifted to becoming an online platform.
Correct.
And so the meeting started happening online
On Zoom.
on Zoom, etc. That was beautiful. But then at the same time, the members were concerned, what is the future
Correct.
of their businesses, or what is the future of BNI. And fortunately at that time, sanctity prevailed, and what I used to tell members was that you have to have that patience. Whatever work anybody is going to get it done, it is going to eventually happen. Right now you may not have that order in your hand, but eventually that person is going to be needing somebody to
Some
do
service.
it. Right? In fact, when you have time right now, think about how can you build your infrastructure if at all this work doubles up or triples up
Wow.
post COVID.
Correct.
Because it is going to happen.
Correct.
अगर उस कोविड पीरियड में 10 शादियां होनी थी
हाँ.
और वो नहीं हुई,
हाँ.
तो ऐसा नहीं कि वो शादी नहीं करने वाले हैं.
Correct. Correct.
They are going to get married. But after COVID, the other 10 people who are going to get married after COVID, those 10 and these 10 are also going to get married.
Correct.
Which means there is going to be 20
More
or
business.
30
हाँ.
will be there. The point is, during COVID, a lot of the low-lying fruits fell off.
Correct. हाँ. हाँ.
Now, it separated the men from the boys.
Wow. Good. Well said.
अब जो रह गए उनके पास और ज़्यादा काम आने वाला था.
Correct. Correct.
This is something I anticipated. I told them, guys, just have to have patience. In fact, be ready for more.
So prepare yourself. Learn more. Become more.
Yes. And fortunately, people had faith. They hung on with each other, and we went through Zoom. The entire COVID 1, 2, 3, whatever phases went, and Zoom helped us out. Fortunately, BNI Pune West was one of the only regions, one of the few regions, I am not say only region, we did not see a drop in the members.
Wow.
on a yearly basis when we counted it. Although the increase in the membership declined, but we did not see a drop.
Wow.
When you see a year-to-year graph, it continued to go upwards.
So it's because of the support which the BNI provided to the members,
Yes.
and most important at that point was mental support was required.
Yes.
That
yes.
we are there, let's
Yes.
grow together.
Yes.
Business is there in future, people
Yes.
will require services.
Yes.
This is the time to grow. And you provided the best of trainings at that point of time
Absolutely.
to members so that they can grow in future.
Absolutely.
Great. So Sunil, how is Pune BNI West different than the other BNI regions?
Well, I think in a way actually this is not different, but in a way it's different also.
Okay.
Because BNI, the structure is same everywhere. You
Correct.
go anywhere in the world, the structure is same, the values are same, the way the meeting is conducted is the same.
Correct.
But if I were to give you a difference, it is about two people driving the same Mercedes.
Huh?
Will they drive in the same way?
No, definitely not.
Okay,
Correct.
Mercedes is the same,
Okay.
but how you drive is different.
Correct.
So leadership, definitely differs from people to
Matters.
people. That's where, I would not call it different, but we always wanted to, give a little bit of more inclusive mindset. So, the leadership we call ours is as inclusive leadership.
Correct.
It's not about we being at the top as powerful people, but it's about, as much as we can include the entire fraternity into running of the region.
Correct.
Second being, we do not believe too much in competition, between the chapters also. We like to see a lot of collaborations happening between the chapter. We don't want to keep them separate.
Correct.
It's like one big family of Pune West, and sab log sath, hasi khushi jiyo, that kind of
Wow, good perspective.
perspective that we have got. And one of the things that members have reached out to us and told us that Sunil, you guys are very, very, very approachable.
Wow.
The three of us, and I think that I think the biggest testimony for all these 8.5 years of our work, that as if the members feel that we are approachable, which means that they feel connected to us, they feel that they can share whatever they are going through at any given point of their career in their journey. So I think that's where I wouldn't call it different.
That's the USP, you can say, of your region.
Yes.
That basically, guys, I know all three of them personally. Sunil, Shabbir and Salil, all three are the partners of BNI Pune West. And the most important thing is, all of them, as he said, are approachable, and most important, very nice individual and human being as a person. और जैसे हम पता है ना, एक और एक 11 होता है, just imagine एक और 2 कितने होंगे, right? So that's the leverage which these guys get, as they are 3 partners. So they are handling so many chapters in BNI Pune West. So that's what makes BNI Pune West very special.
It certainly it is. Yeah.
Correct. So Sunil, I'm sure every business has competition. So your business also might be facing competition. There might be other groups. So how do you tackle this part of your business?
I think competition in most of the places is mostly in the head than in actual.
Wow.
Because like I gave you an example of a Mercedes, there are so many four-wheelers, not to demean every four-wheeler has got its own value.
Correct.
It's the purpose, or the purpose is for all is same.
Correct.
Ki gaadi, it takes from one destination to another destination.
Correct.
Similarly, networking organizations are also similarly.
Yes.
There are many of them probably, but BNI has been the leader from last 38 years, and the difference is like this,
Correct. Correct.
And without demeaning anybody, we would like to just say that it's an experience of quality of networking. So when somebody is looking for the best,
Correct.
like I saw you are using an iPhone, why do you use an iPhone? There are so many phones,
Correct.
In 5,000 ka mein bhi phone milta hai, smartphone.
Correct.
So why do you use an iPhone,
Correct.
Because you believe that you deserve the best. You want to use what is the best in the industry.
Correct.
Similarly, if somebody has a mindset of using the best in the industry or experiencing the best in the industry, then for networking, BNI is their iPhone.
Very good analogy, actually. Good example. Super. So BNI is the best. So if you want to grow your business, you can definitely join BNI. And I'm sure Salil, Sunil and Shabbir is there to help you to grow your business.
More than happy. Yeah.
So Sunil, what is your 5-year goal or 10-year goal for BNI Pune West?
So I think we are couple of years back we had set on a goal that we should be touching 1,000 members, and we are very close to achieving this goal.
Correct.
And I believe in the next couple of months we should be touching that number. But if you're asking me the 5-year goal, I think what we as partners or as a core team, we're looking at impacting at least 3,000 families.
Wow.
Right now it is around 850, but we want to touch 3,000 families, and these 3,000 families, their leaders who are part of our as members should be able to grow their business by at least 2x, 3x.
Wow.
And with that, the kind of change that we can bring in their financial landscape of their lives, that will be the focus, which we are looking at. If that goes the way we are going, we should be looking at a business generated between them of at least 10,000 crores.
Fantastic vision for the
Yes.
best of luck for your that vision of 3,000 members in BNI Pune West.
Yes, thank you so much.
Good vision, actually, I must
Yes,
say.
yes.
So you'll be impacting 3,000 lives in turn.
Yes.
Super.
Yes.
So if Suunil Sundrani is not doing, let's say, BNI or landscaping, so what is Suunil Sundrani doing?
Well, like any family member do what you do, and even I do, spend time with family a little bit, and watch TVs and
Series,
yeah,
movies.
sometimes series, cricket I love. But apart from that, one of the things that I love doing is I love parenting a lot. So
Wow.
I love spending time with my daughters. Now they've grown quite big, but when they were at the age of 7, 8, and somebody had told me that you should make friends with them at this age, and something that I started at that moment was concept called as day out with my daughter. So we call it as day out with dad, they used to call it. And what we used to do is just go out together to a place of their choice.
Wow.
And spend 3 to 4 hours together, speaking about anything under the sun.
Okay.
And there I used to share certain secrets of mine, of college days, school days, which in turn would lead them to share their own secrets.
Wow.
And that way, a very different kind of bonding between father-daughter happened. And that's something I treasure a lot, apart from this. Now they are growing up and they will have more time for their friends. But I believe, listening to people comes pretty naturally to me. So I used to do that for my daughters, and, continue to do that for my family and members as well.
Super, very good. So taking a clue from this, I think that's a very good idea. I'll also, from this week only, I'll share a photo, selfie of my and my daughter going together to a restaurant of her choice and spending some quality time and increasing our bonding. Thank you for this suggestion,
Wow.
Sunil.
I'm so happy for you. Please do that.
So Sunil, I have heard that you focus too much on your learning and upgradation. So can you share some of your recent trainings or learnings which you have done?
Well, I think I continue to, read, observe, and do courses. In fact, I'm connected with an organization named as Life School. I was
Okay.
a student of it since 20 years, and just recently
Wow.
I attended a retreat with them, which is called as Sacred Space, where for almost 5 years I was completely detached from the world, and we were doing a lot of things over there.
So going inside, right?
Yes, going
The
inside.
journey within
Yes,
kind of thing.
Yes.
So now you are refreshed and back to business.
Yes, refreshed, not just back to business, but back to life, because
Correct.
it's not just about business. You come back to family, you come back to relationships, you come back to life in totality.
Correct. Good perspective.
Yes.
So Sunil, what's your perspective about spirituality?
Well, that's a topic which has been very close to me ever since I was 20. In fact, if you ask in my BNI fraternity, what is the one attribute about Sunil, they will tell you that he's a very spiritual person.
Okay.
But spirituality is very objective. It's very subjective, rather, I would say, because for people, spiritual means being religious. For people,
Correct.
spiritual being is meditation. For people, spirituality means reading about scriptures.
Correct.
So there are various perspectives towards it. But for me, spirituality is being a good human being. The purpose of life that I have come here for. If I'm
Wow.
able to do that,
Correct.
then I'm spiritual.
Wow, good perspective of looking at life. Living a holistic life.
Absolutely. Because, in olden days, spirituality used to be like you go to the Himalayas and do, meditate and things like that. But in today's life, spirituality is about being able to do all the roles that you are supposed to do in the best possible way, doing justice to it, being there in that particular role at that particular moment. If I'm speaking to you right now, I should be focused on to Dinesh and the questions that he's asking me, instead of thinking what's happening in BNI or what's happening in landscaping.
Wow.
So just being there, in totality, and doing what role you're supposed to do in the best possible way, and continuously evolving, is, I think, my version of spirituality.
Wow, super. Very nice and very different perspective than what we generally hear or what generally our audience might think about spirituality. Because in India, generally, if spirituality comes, it comes like puja, path, mandir. So very nice perspective of living a life, Sunil, I must say.
Thank you.
Superb. So Sunil, how does Suunil Sundrani want to be remembered? What's your perspective on this?
Well, I don't want, there's no need that people should remember me or not. But most importantly, if anybody has crossed ways in my life, if they've come into my life, if they could remember me that, when I met Sunil, after meeting Sunil, there was something that, Sunil added value into my life.
Wow.
He made some kind of difference. It could be as simple as he made me smile at that moment.
Wow.
Or it could be as simple as that, I wanted a sounding board that time. He was there to listen. Or probably I met him and, there is something he shared an aspect about my life which I was blind, which I had a blind spot to, and I could look into it. Anything else, as long as they could remember me as that I did add value to their lives. I think I would say that I've completed my life's purpose.
Wow, super. So Sunil, I think we had a very good podcast and very good time with you, and I'm sure our listeners must have learned so many things about networking, about spending time with daughter, about taking the opportunity when the opportunity showed up, and these three people were looking for the opportunity. I'm sure in most of our life, opportunities show up, but we don't hold on to the opportunity. And the best thing which you guys did it, you hold on to the opportunity at the right time. So that's what matters in life.
Yes.
So Sunil, the final word, what final piece of advice you would like to give to our viewers?
I think life is very simple. Let's not complicate it. If you can be genuine in whatever you do, I think you will always be successful. So I think that's my
Superb.
very
Simple and sweet, actually. So thank you, Sunil, for coming to our podcast and inspiring our viewers and spending your valuable time with us. Thank you. Thanks a lot so much.
My pleasure. Thank you so much for listening to me.